What's up guys, Chris here from christhefreelancer.com, and in today's video I wanted to share with you some thoughts on one of the biggest talking points in our community, passive income. Specifically, I want to talk about active income as well and the kind of pros and cons of both of them because I do believe that one is not necessarily better than the other. So this topic comes from a promise I made at the start of the year. If you remember, I sat on this exact couch and I said to you guys that I wanted to cover things outside of just remote work and travel and just talking about the location freedom, but also talking about financial freedom. And passive income fits quite nicely into that theme. And the reason why I wanted to cover passive income as a topic was because I feel like passive income might be misrepresented sometimes by certain people. I'm talking about all those course creators that kind of sell you this dream of, you make passive income and your life's amazing and you don't have any worries and you just travel around the world having freedom. Yes, obviously having income come in that's not tied to you having to work a job is great, but it's not this romantic notion of having all this money come in on autopilot without any work and you're just, living life to the fullest. I totally get where those guys are coming from in terms of selling the benefits of it, but I'm all about providing a balanced viewpoint on Chris the Freelancer. And actually, I feel like I am somebody who could give a fair perspective on this topic because if you check out my video on my income from 2016 to 2017, I'll link it up in a box there, I think. You'll see that from 2016 to 2017, half of my income came from passive income and half of my income came from active income. So half of that was income I generated because of the content and the things I put online, and half of that was working for others. And something that may actually surprise you is that I don't actually mind it being 50-50, because in my mind there are pros to passive income and there are negatives to passive income. So let's talk about passive income first. I've heard that some people provide a criticism of passive income, say it's a myth, it doesn't exist, there's no such thing as passive income. And I think what those people are getting at is there's no such thing as just doing nothing and getting paid. So I guess the most passive form of income that I can think of is investment income, right? So you put in a certain amount of money, maybe into a bond or some other kind of investment vehicle, and it pays you a certain amount of money as per the contract per month. And really, after you've set up that contract and put in that money, you really don't have to do anything, your work is done. But even in that situation, you did some work up front. You generated the money, you invested it, you had to do your research into this product, and you put the money into it. So even at that extreme, there is still some work involved. And if you go down to another extreme of running a highly kind of labored business, you make passive income, so to speak, in the sense that you still make money even when you're not working, but maybe you have to work a ton of hours to get to that point or to maintain it. So really, passive income isn't this kind of you go out there, you make a passive income business and you sit back and relax. It's really business in general. It's just leveraging your time, leveraging your assets to create an income that's not tied to you specifically working. And so if you want to make a ton of money, you either need to raise your rate a lot or you need to leverage your time. And that's where passive income can come in. What I will say is, while I do admit that passive income definitely exists, I don't necessarily like the term passive income in the sense that it conjures up images of being passive, right? I think that people that generate healthy passive income online, most of them are pretty hardworking and had to put in a lot of work up front and take on a lot of risk to get to that point where they're earning a good amount of money. A creator that makes great content talking about passive income and online business is Nirav. I want to give a shout out to his channel. He hasn't been posting recently, but the videos that he has posted earlier in the year and towards the end of last year are just absolute fire. And he really shares with you the realities, the no bullshit nuts and bolts of making a passive income. And this is a guy who, as far as I know, makes 6 figures or more a year through Amazon pretty much passively, but he's still a hungry entrepreneur. He's out in China trying to find suppliers, trying to learn more about business. It's not just a case of I put in this work, I get this income coming in, and then I retire and live on the beach and that's my life sorted. And the other people who I've had this conversation with too agree that like just because they're making income that is passive doesn't mean they stop working. And in fact, one of the biggest names in our community who generates a lot of passive income is of course Johnny FD. If you don't know Johnny, he's been on the channel before. I've interviewed him on my podcast, and Johnny announced his retirement at 35 because he earns enough passive income now and has enough money in the bank that he could really just retire in a low cost of living country and be fine for the rest of his life. But even given that freedom, he has started to work again. Work does not just simply disappear from your life. Even if your intention is to work as little as possible, you still often need to do certain things to maintain your business, to keep it generating as much profit. And look, there's a lot of competition online, so if you do have a passive income business, chances are other people are trying to get in on that business. So if you don't stay on top of what you do, that passive income you'll start to see decline over time. Again, going back to what I was saying before about business and how it's competitive, I have friends who have successful products on Amazon, but are now their listings being hijacked and competitors coming in and kind of stealing their revenue. So it's never you make one thing, you generate passive income, and then you're done. And now I'm skipping back to passive income here, and the lighting's coming in. I'll just have to pause for a second. The lighting's getting really harsh here, so I'm just gonna move the camera. The struggles of being a YouTuber, guys. You gotta get that lighting, get that audio right. Alright, so going back to my point on passive income, I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that regardless of whether your income comes passively or actively in terms of trading time for money, there's still work involved in generating income, right? Unless you're going to put money into an investment and the investment pays off and basically you live off your investment income. If you're in any business, regardless of whether you're freelancing or whether you have a product on Amazon or you're drop shipping products through a Shopify store, there is work involved. And so my latest advice that I've been telling people this year and I'm really passionate about is choosing the right thing for you. And this, I think at the end of the day, this video is going back to that point, and that is there are so many ways to make money online, and people who sell courses are going to promote certain things over other ways to make money online. But my go-to advice now when I talk to people is choose something that you actually want to do. So for instance, my friend Nirav, who does Amazon, you watch his YouTube channel, he's passionate about selling products. He wants to learn more about this business, and I'm sure he's going to be successful. You look at YouTubers that post weekly videos, and you can see the passion in them, and you can see that they actually believe in the products they're selling. Those people are going to be successful over the long term. People that are chasing a quick buck, or not even a quick buck, but an easy buck, are generally not going to be successful. And I know you probably hear all of these stories of people that did a simple thing or worked a month or two and then suddenly they were making this passive income and had all this freedom. I really don't think it is that simple, and that's probably not the whole story, to be honest. So this video has kind of taken a bit of a turn, but I guess relating it back to the topic at the start of the video, passive income versus active income, don't discount active income, because even the people that I've talked to that earn passive income or have the potential to earn a lot of passive income, they tell me that they still wouldn't stop working even if they were earning a ton of money. And so I think that the people that are appealed by passive income the most are people that are probably in a tough situation or a working situation in which they don't feel very free. And I think there's this attitude towards the 9 to 5 or working, trading time for money, that it's somehow, slavery, or you're not free in that regard. I think if you can work on what you enjoy doing and you wouldn't want to do any other work, then that's freedom, right? Even if you work for an employer or have a client, if you're doing stuff that you really believe in, I mean, you got to choose something to work on, right? And not everyone is meant to have their own business. So I think this whole idea that everyone has to be an entrepreneur and make passive income online, and that is true freedom, I don't necessarily agree with that. And for me personally, I'm never gonna stop working. Like, I get bored when I'm not working on something. It might not be something that necessarily generates a lot of money right now, but I always want to be working on something. So I think that if you're chasing passive income and you're thinking about ways that you can just not work, definitely check yourself and maybe think more so about how you can leverage your work to disconnect your labor from the income you make. I think that is a completely rational thing to think about. How can I leverage my time? But in terms of starting a business, any old business, just as a means to an end to get this elusive passive income and then just quit working, I think is a poor mindset to have. Alright, so again, another unscripted video for you guys. I basically just went on a rant here. I haven't edited it down yet, but hopefully there was some congruency in what I was saying. Essentially, guys, my big advice to you is choose something that's right for you if you're looking to make money online. And whether you earn income through passive income or through active income, trading time for money, I think real freedom is working on what you want to work on and maybe having the time to take more holidays, but not necessarily give up work completely. So those are my thoughts on passive income versus active income. Thank you guys for watching. Also, I have a bit of an announcement to make. I've recently started posting smaller advice videos on my new Instagram TV channel. Instagram, if you don't know and you've been living under a rock, Instagram recently released a competitor to YouTube, which is IGTV, and I'm excited about this new platform. So I've been releasing small advice videos on my IGTV channel. So if you want to see more videos where I talk to camera like this, check out my Instagram. It's at Chris the Freelancer. And yeah, I'll see you on Instagram. I'll see you here. See you in the comments. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.